The retrial for YNW Melly has been postponed once again, but the judge has also revealed new details about the possibility of his release on bond. On Friday, August 8th, the 4th District Court of Appeals granted a stay in the case, giving time to review a motion from the state's attorney's office. As a result, the trial originally set for September has now been delayed until January 2027. This update is especially notable. Just weeks earlier, the judge made a surprising statement about the matter in court.
Not disputing that. So I don't know what else I can do at this point. You've asked me to press pause on all these motions. I'll press pause. I'm not going to do this trial. This trial is going forward in 15 months. So these motions are heard next month, or they're heard in March, or they're heard in August, or they're heard contemporaneously during his trial, which again is not the most ideal way to do things. That's what ends up happening. That's what ends up happening. But the one thing I can tell you is not going to happen is someone that has been in custody for 2,160 days, this trial is not going to be delayed under any circumstances. So that being said, what else would you like me to do this time? Well,
the judge had previously insisted that the trial would not face any delays. Yet just a month later, it was postponed, raising suspicions of corruption. This reversal happened for 3 key reasons, all of which Melly's legal team could potentially use to push for his release on bond. To see when this might happen, it's crucial to understand how and why prosecutors caused the delay. Their aim is to introduce new evidence against Melly to strengthen their case in the retrial. One such piece is a Facebook post showing YNW Melly alongside Young Thug, which they claim links Melly to the Red Street team, the same group they allege Young Thug is part of.
Same thing, the use of the slap term, 5-point star, snake, saying YSL, and he puts up his YNW for life hashtag on Mr. Dennis has big hand signs posted, displayed.
Okay, and he individuals again, and he has also done
Yes.
also important for your investigation, right?
Yep.
Also publicly available for anyone to see and have.
YNW Melly even took the unusual step of speaking out in court, urging his lawyers to allow the evidence to be used. He made it clear he didn't care about the prosecutors introducing it. As reported, today's hearing marked the first time Melly openly went against his legal team's advice in court, with Melly seen shouting at his attorneys to just let them use the evidence.
yes, sir.
Against our advice, our client wants to proceed.
You object. You're requesting me to determine the automatic stay.
Based upon what our client has instructed us, yes, sir.
People inside the courtroom overheard Melly saying, "I don't care. I'm not in any gang. They can't prove it."
92407 call for an automatic stay while
they were aggravators. They go to membership in gang. There are things that the jury would have to find before going into penalty.
Not aggravated message, definitely
Sorry.
aggravated message. That's right. He was charged in committing the fourth person an aggravator in terms of
something that they would have to find by raising the right to.
yes.
While Melly doesn't mind the prosecutors using the Facebook post against him, it's the other piece of evidence that poses a much bigger problem. Evidence comes from a former O-Block member who allegedly snitched on YNW Melly before King Von's death and before Melly's arrest. The two had been close friends, but according to reports, King Von told people in O-Block that Melly had once asked him for a favor specifically, for advice on how to deal with certain people and how to get rid of them.
Did Vaughn really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, if when people can say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Vaughn was mad at me, bro. Why you put that, bro? Walk the bam. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around him?
Now, prosecutors have 2 full years to work on making this evidence admissible against Melly, and if they succeed, his chances in court could be over. Even more troubling, Melly is facing a second case altogether. For those who haven't been, following this new case also carries potential life in prison charges. In fact, the only reason Melly avoided a guilty verdict in his first trial was because of testimony from his girlfriend.
Mariah Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
She only lasted a few days in jail before striking a deal with the judge. Testify against Melly and you're free to go. She agreed immediately, making it a devastating blow for YNW Melly's defense. She even confirmed the deal on Facebook, writing into my village. Thank you to my village. I love you all so much. God's plan, not mine. Prosecutors consider her crucial because disturbing evidence was found in her iCloud account, ALLEGEDLY, showing Melly pressuring her not to testify, a charge known as witness tampering. Records suggest Melly used jail phone calls to tell her to leave the United States. Under the law, witness tampering can carry a life sentence on its own, regardless of whether Melly is ultimately found guilty of the murders of Sack, Chaser, and Juvie.
The state filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
The witness tampering case is entirely separate from the charges related to the deaths of Taintrons, of Sack, Chaser, and Juvie. This means there's a real possibility that Melly could be acquitted in the murder trial but still be found guilty of witness tampering and face a life sentence regardless. The most troubling aspect is that the alleged tampering happened through jail phone calls. In fact, Melly hasn't been allowed to use a phone for over 3 years. Conditions became so restrictive that his mother, Jamie King, even gave an interview accusing the county jail of blocking him from using a phone or even viewing his own mail.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
This strongly suggests the evidence of Melly using a jail phone for witness tampering is legitimate. Authorities wouldn't ban him from phone access for over 3 years without proof. Doing so without evidence could trigger a major lawsuit against the county jail. Because of this, Jamie King has expressed that she is absolutely heartbroken for her son. She says she feels powerless, believing he's not even being treated like a human while behind bars.
When you saw Melly's statement, just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life, as a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We've tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
The situation quickly drew widespread media attention, especially within the rap community. Charleston White weighed in, saying this is exactly the kind of treatment YNW Melly should be experiencing, arguing that he shouldn't receive any special privileges just because he's a famous rapper.
The YNW Melly, I'm so happy he in jail getting this treatment. Yeah, I'm so happy he in jail getting this treatment, homie. Homie, when you take a life, homie, you ain't got a right to complain about a motherfucking thing about being mistreated. When you done chose to play, think somebody.
It also caught the attention of Boosie, who spoke out about the immense stress Jamie King has been under, expressing sympathy for the toll the situation has taken on Melly's mother.
Okay, then I met his mama while he was in. Okay, I met his mom while he was in, and she real, bro. You know, she real.
She's stressed out. I heard she had a.
Yeah, she real, and I reached my hand out to him, 'cause I'm real. Yeah, I reached out to him, bro. I met his mom, and she a good woman, bro. When I see the mamas like that, it remind me of what my mom was going through, bro.
With Mariah now turning against YNW Melly, the situation has only worsened. The trial faced another delay after it was revealed that prosecutors also have YNW Bortland on their side. The judge announced that Melly and Bortland will be tried together in the next trial whenever it eventually takes place.
Henry remains at the cross. Remember the 9 o'clock with this gentleman pending whatever future motion is under your time. I'm in another capital case right now. I have 4 hearing dates left available between now and September the 10th. I gave the parties those 4 dates, and I'm holding all those dates and times open only for these 2 defendants. So anything that's needed. Yes, sir.
At the start of Wednesday's hearing, Judge Martin Fine quoted Bortland's attorney, saying, "So, Mr. Haddad, for the time being, Mr. Henry is still set for trial in September with YNW Melly. However, this will now move to whenever the next trial is. This shift is about as bad as it gets for Melly. And here's why. The relationship between Bortland and Melly has completely broken down. In fact, a no communication order has been filed in the case, legally preventing them from speaking no personal conversations, no discussions through lawyers, nothing. Prosecutors are leveraging this setup to their advantage, aiming to pressure Bortland into snitching by trying him and Melly together.
Issue here, and you can try them together. It is for the benefit of the state to try them together, just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again. Do it all at once, and also get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking the penalty for Melly, because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. The guilt phase is the same. They're both capital crimes. We're seeking the penalty on one, not the other, but that goes into the second part of the trial, the penalty phase, only if Melly is found guilty.
If Bortland knows he didn't commit the crime, unlikely he'll be willing to quietly accept a life sentence, making it highly probable he'll point the finger at Melly, just as Melly did to him during the first trial. The two haven't spoken since that moment, which dates back to the very first day of trial when Melly's lawyer attempted to shift the blame onto Bortland.
Those were his words. Courtroom Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. You don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car, two bodies, car riddled with bullets. When he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands, evidencing that he is a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having the phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in the pocket, not Courtroom Henry.
Melly's own lawyer claimed that Bortland had lied to federal investigators and was the one found with gunpowder residue on his hands. He also pointed out that Bortland was the last person seen with Juvie and Sack Chaser before their deaths. Strengthen the argument. The defense even brought in a forensic scientist involved in the case to provide detailed testimony confirming the presence of gunpowder residue on Bortland.
So the right hand of Courtroom Henry contained 0 particles characteristic of plant residue and 2 component particles, and the left hand contained 1 particle characteristic of plant residue and 1 2-component particle.
And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was plant residue present on the hands.
Bortland didn't take this accusation lightly. On the same day Melly's mistrial was declared, a report surfaced showing that YNW Bortland had tweeted a cryptic message. * mind games don't work on people like me. * followed by a handshake, emoji almost as if signaling he had reached some sort of agreement. What's even more troubling is that Bortland has plenty of motivation to testify against Melly, especially considering what investigators reportedly found inside his home.
Melly's co-defendant YNW Bortland was booked into a Miami jail Monday night
and is being held behind bars on an out-of-county warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Law and Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22, 2023, Portland Henry, aka Portland, along with others, did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony. The warrant continues the alleged witness has been summoned by the legal process of the jury trial of Jamel Dimmons, aka YNW Melly. The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for Melly started in mid-April, and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22nd. The same day the warrant claims Portland allegedly tampered with a witness.
According to Bryson Paul, images of alleged notes discovered during last week's raid of YNW Portland's home were filed into the Broward County Clerk's records. The notes reportedly showed that on the first day of trial, after seeing the jury while seated in court, Portland went home and wrote detailed descriptions of their appearances. This was right before Melly's lawyers began presenting incriminating evidence against him, making it appear as though Portland might have been preparing to target the jurors if they found Melly guilty. Asterisk.
To keep it real, this is sloppy. Portland, how do people have the notebook of the jurors in your house? Holy shit. Like, come to fun. It's like doing them and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of them is in your DVD player. Like, oh, okay, thank you, brother. This can't be at your crib.
Having Portland on their side could also help prosecutors answer a key question. What exactly happened in the crucial window just 3 hours after the crime? Surveillance footage from that time shows Melly dancing in a parking lot alongside YNW Portland, acting as if nothing had just occurred.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! But no, still turned. Regardless of what happened. You already know.
It could also shed light on another mystery. Why YNW Melly left the recording studio early, got into the back left seat of the Jeep they were driving, and sat there waiting for the other three to join him in the car.
Excuse me, you're able to see? Yes? All right.
If prosecutors can get an explanation that confirms the court documents stating, asterisk, the direction of bullets traveling left to right in the car supports the claim that they originated from the back left seat where Melly was positioned, asterisk, it would make YNW Melly look extremely guilty, especially since Juvie's mother has already confirmed that he was indeed sitting in that seat.
Can you state your name? Leon Curtis. And are you related to one of the
Yes, I am.
How so?
Mother.
And who is that?
Christopher Tony.
Ms. Phillips, did you see who entered into the occupants who entered into that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Do you recognize where your son entered that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Which seat? If you can identify specifically.
He got in the back seat on the right hand side.
Did you recognize the individual that got into the back seat on the left side, the rear driver's side?
Yes.
And who was that individual?
Jamel.
But I want you to share whether you believe Melly is guilty or innocent of the crime. Give me your theories on what really happened, and drop a like if you're a fan of YNW Melly.